Is she to be buried in Christian burial, that willfully seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee she is, and therefore make her grave straight. The kroner hath sat on her, and finds it Christian burial.
How can that be? Unless she drown herself in her own defense.
Why, 'tis found so.
It must be safe, Fendendo, it cannot be else. For here lies the point. If I drown myself willingly, it argues an act, and an act hath three branches. It is to act, to do, to perform. Article, she drowned herself willingly.
Nay, but hear you, Goodman Delver.
Give me leave. Here lies the water, good. Here stands the man, good. If the man go to this water and drown himself, it is willy-nilly he goes, mark you that. But if the water come to him and drown him, he drowns not himself. Article, he that is not guilty of his own death shortens not his own life.
But is this law?
I, Mariist. Kroner's quest law.
Will you have the truth and? If this had not been a gentlewoman, she should have been buried out o' Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest. And the more pity that great folk should have countenance in this world to drown or hang themselves, more than they're even Christian. Come, my spade. There is no ancient gentleman but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers they hold up Adam's profession.
Was he a gentleman?
I was the first that ever bore arms.
Why, he had none.
What, art a heathen? How dost thou understand the scripture? The scripture says Adam digged. Could he dig without arms? I'll put another question to thee. If thou answerest me not to the purpose, confess thyself.
Go to.
What is he that builds stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
The gallows maker. For that frame outlives 1,000 tenants.
I like thy wit well, I good faith. The gallows does well. But now does it well? It does well to those that do ill. Now thou dost ill to say the gallows is built stronger than the church. Article, the gallows may do well to thee. Todd again, come.
Who builds stronger than a mason, a shipwright, or a carpenter?
Aye, tell me that to done yoke.
Mary, now I can tell.
Tot.
Mass, I cannot tell.
Cudgel thy brains no more about it. For your dull ass will not mend his pace beating, and when you are asked this question next, say a grave maker. The houses he makes last till doomsday. Go, get thee to Yaffin, fetch me a stoop of liquor. In youth when I did love, methought it was very sweet. To contract, oh the time for a might behove, only thought there was nothing meet.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business, that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness.
'Tis e'en so. The hand of little employment hath the daintier sense.
But age with his stealing steps hath clawed me in his clutch, and hath shipped me into the land, as if I had never been such.
That skull had a tongue in it, and could sing once. How the knave jowls it to the ground, as if it were Cain's jawbone that did the first murder. This might be the pate of a politician, which this ass now reaches, one that would circumvent God. It had not.
It might, my lord.
Or of a courtier, which could say, Good morrow, sweet lord, how dost thou, good lord? This might be my lord such a one, that praised my lord such a one's horse, when he meant it, might it not?
Aye, my lord.
Why e'en so, and now my lady worms, chopless, and knocked about the massard with the sexton's spade. Here's fine revolution, and we had to trick it. Did these bones cost no more the breeding, but to play at log gats with them? Mine ache to think on't.
A pickaxe and a spade, for a shrouding sheet, oh a pit of clay for to be made for such a guest as meet.
Whose grave's this, sirrah?
Mine, sir. Oh a pit of clay for to be made. For such a guest as meet.
I think it be thine, indeed, for thou lie in it.
You lie out on't, sir, and therefore 'tis not yours. For my part, I do not lie in't, yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in to be and say, 'Tis thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick, therefore thou lie.
'Tis a quick lie, sir, 'twill away again from me to you.
What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman then?
For none either.
Who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, sir, but, rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is! We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Of all the days I the year, I came to it that day that our last King Hamlet here came Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Why cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was that very day that young Hamlet was born, he that is mad and sent into England.
Aye, marry, why was he sent into England?
Why? Because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there, or if he do not, 'tis no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in him there. There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith, he was losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark. I have been sexton here, man and boy, 30 years.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
Faith, if he be not rotten afore he die, as we have many pocky courses nowadays that will scarce hold the laying in, he will last you some 8 year, or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 year.
Why he more than another?
Why, sir, his height is so tanned with his trade that he will keep out water a great while. And your water is the sore decayer of your horse and dead body. Here's the skull now. This skull hath lain you in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
A horse and mad fellow's it was. Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
A pestilence on him for a mad rogue. He poured a flagon of Rhenish on my head once. This same skull, sir, was your Rick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
E'en that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him. Ratio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now how abhorred in my imagination it is, my gorge rises at it. Here hung those lips, I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment, that were wont to set the table on a roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning? Quite chopfallen. Now get you to my lady's chamber, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick, to this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked o' this fashion in the earth?
E'en so.
And smelt so? Pah!
E'en so, my lord.
To what base uses we may return, Horatio. Why may not imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander till he find it stopping a bung hole?
Clear to consider, too curiously to consider so.
No, faith, not a jot. As thus, Alexander died, Alexander was buried, Alexander returneth to dust. The dust is earth, of earth we make loam, and why of that loam whereto he was converted might they not stop a barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, that that earth which kept the world in awe should patch a wall to expel the winter's flaw. But soft. Oh, here comes the king, the queen, the courtiers. Who is this they follow? And with such maimed rites? This doth betoken the course they followed it with desperate hand fordo its own life. 'Twas of some estate. Couch we a while and mark.